And I would highly suggest, because I don't know how y'all's probability and statistics courses are in high school, so I don't know if we're going into something that y'all have seen before or not. I've been told that this is not something you've seen before, so I don't know. That was a different high school that told me that, so we'll just go from there. All right. The next unit test will cover Unit 3. We'll cover 6.1, 6.2, 7.1, 7.2. Okay, 4 units. Or 4 sections. I know I'm not including 8, but I include that with Unit 4. So you're talking about 80% of the test, 70 to 80% of the test is going to be coming from 7.1 and 7.2. So therefore, of course, with math, 20 to 30% is going to be coming from 6.1 and 6.2. So what is 6.1? 6.1 is talking about probability distribution, finding the mean and standard deviation. 6.2 is NPX. 7.1 is probability under the curve, this right here. And 7.2 is probability under the curve, advanced. Okay, so we're talking about more difficult problems. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So with probability distribution, that's what we're starting today. Probability distribution. What is probability distribution? Well, in Unit 1, we talked about a frequency distribution. And a frequency distribution was classes and head count. And 20 to 24, 6. 25 to 29, 7. 30 to 34, 2. 35 to 39, 1. Well, see now, and then in Unit 2, you learned probability. Put these two together, and you've got a probability distribution. Which is made up of an event, X, and the probability of the event, which is called P of X. Now, the probability of an event, the event is going to be discrete, meaning that you count. 0, let's say 3 children. Okay, what is the probability that there are 0 girls? What is the probability that there is 1 girl? What is the probability that there are 2 girls? And what is the probability that there are 3 girls? That is the event. Mr. Linker, you got a question? Any questions? Well, I'm sorry. If people are talking, that means either they got questions or you're not paying attention. So which one is it? Mr. Linker, I'm asking you a question. Did you have a question? So you wasn't paying attention. Yes or no? Okay. Probability of an event. Probability of event, 0.15, 0.35, 0.4, and 0.2. Now there's two tests for a probability distribution. And here are the tests. And they will be in red. And this is a test question. It's a very easy test question, and several of you will miss it. I don't know why, but you will miss it. Here are the two tests to see if you're dealing with a probability distribution. Number one, all of your probabilities will be between 0 and 1, meaning no negatives and no whole numbers. So there will be no negatives and no whole numbers. The second test is that if you sum up all your probabilities, they should equal 1. Now you will have 3 test questions or 2 or 3 test questions on your test, and they will ask you, is this a probability distribution? It's either yes or no question, and several of you will miss it. So there it is right there. So with that being said, let's make up a question. And let's see what it'll look like. First of all, how do you create a probability distribution? Creating a probability distribution. Well, this is a test question, and you will see it in the homework also. It basically says, I'll give you what the question will say. A company / hospital / fertility, whatever, clinic, those are the 3 examples, have created a probability of a male child being born equal to 0.48. Find or create a probability distribution for the data. So this is the data given, and they want you with 3 children. Okay, that's what the question will read, something to this effect. Now, how many of you have had probability of statistics in high school? Okay, Miss Vincent. Okay, Mr. Linker. Have you done this before? Creating a probability distribution. You have? Wow, I didn't know y'all did that. Okay, so that's good. That means it's an easy A. So here we go. Probability of, this is X, so that's going to be boy, 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 girl, girl, girl. And you could say, find the probability of, with 3 children. So that's 0. This is 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls. So boy, let's see, this will be 1 girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, boy, and boy, boy, girl. This will be girl, girl, boy, boy, girl, girl, and girl, boy, girl. And of course, the probability of that happening will be 0.48 to the third power, and you can go ahead and calculate that. This would be 0.52 raised to the third power. Then I'm going to let y'all do the second and third one. Go ahead and do the middle, and I'll wait on y'all to do that. So I'm going to do the first one and the last one. So that's going to be 0.48 to the third power. .48 to the third power. That's 0.1106. And 0.52 to the third power. And I need somebody to give me the middle, give me the 4 digits whenever y'all get it. 0.1406. I'll give y'all another minute. You can leave that cat in there if you want to. That cat ain't bothering anything. Now, if you have a dog, I'm gonna tell you to kick the dog out. I don't want to look at no stupid dog. Was that your cat, Miss Patterson? I guess it was. Y'all gotta learn how to use y'all's microphones. Y'all know it's a little. What?
This is my cat. I just have to feed a kid now, so he won't leave me alone.
Okay. My cats
I'm
will do
feeding a
that
little
too.
kid.
There's the microphone right there. You can actually hit Control-Shift-M for some of y'all that don't know how to.
But it wasn't working.
Oh, okay.
I hate cats.
You hate cats? Why do you hate cats? Probably the same
They're
reason.
just mini lions and tigers.
Huh?
They're just mini lions and tigers.
Yep. I love lions and tigers. Liger.
Yeah,
liger. You know, there is an actual liger. There is an actual liger. Before the Napoleon Dynamite, there's an actual liger. How can you not like tigers and you go to Crescent? Come on now.
No,
The
I
reason
like
I don't
tigers
like
and
dogs.
lions.
Huh?
I just don't. It's like a baby lion, and I don't like babies.
The reason I like cats is because they're clean. They don't jump on you. They don't bark. They don't salivate all over windows. And when they want attention, they jump in your lap. And when they're through with your attention, they jump out of your lap. Dogs, they stupid. They run around. They run into walls. They're just stupid.
Dogs
They
are
run
gross.
and find your ducks. They run and find your does. They help you out.
Dogs
What?
are really nasty.
And I'm blind,
Cats
so
are
I have to
nasty.
have
They
one.
Yeah, they are. Compared to
That's
dogs, they
wrong.
are.
Your opinion's wrong.
Who's nasty? Who are you talking about?
Cats compared to
Cats.
dogs.
Dogs.
Cats are
Cats
not
are
nasty.
nasty.
They're very
Actually,
clean.
cats are
Yeah.
never nasty.
I've never seen a dog eat a
They
cat.
literally have a box.
Yeah, you got to have a box. At least I got sense enough to use the box.
Well,
Try to train
dogs
your
don't
dog to
even
use
need
Yeah.
the box.
that. They know how to use the bathroom.
They use
Dogs,
pee pad.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to win an argument against a dog person. I
Pee pads
know.
are better than litter boxes?
No, you're not gonna win this one.
Oh.
I have this argument with my son all the time. We had to get a dog
Look
for
at
him.
them. Cats are nasty.
Anyway, I love cats. I don't hate dogs. It's not like we're in shooting them, but I will shoot them if they're chasing cows. I will shoot them. So, but
That's
anyway.
usually when I have my target practice because I don't get much because I ain't got much slam. But when a
Oh my
cat
God,
comes to
you
the
got
yard, it's
guns.
like-
You're right. All right. I'm kidding. I've got an arsenal in my house, so. But I've been considered a terrorist all my life, or well, at least the last 8 years, because I'm a veteran and I'm a NRA member, so I'm a bad person. All right. So somebody give me the second one here. Did y'all figure that one? 4 digits, please. I'm waiting. Or would y'all like me to show y'all how to do it? I thought so. All right. So we got 1 girl and 2 guys. So that will be 0.48 to the second power times 0.52 to the first power multiplied by 3. And this would be 0.52 to the second power times 0.48 multiplied by 3. You're welcome. Because I know about 90% of the class didn't know how to do it. And 10% of the class invented this mathematics. So, or think they did. Let's go with 0.48 raised to the second power. Say again. 0.52. Mr. Reed, you got a question? Who's got a question? .3594.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so where on earth is that decimal coming from?
Where is what coming from?
The decimals, the 0.52 and the 0.48.
Okay, good. I was waiting for somebody to ask that
0.52.
question. All right. So
I know where the 0.48 is.
okay, well, can somebody tell me where the 0.52 comes from?
It's the complement.
Starts with a C. What is it?
It's the complement.
Complement.
Okay.
So we'll go down here and we'll put, therefore, and no, that's not the predator symbol. It's mathematics. It's called therefore. Although Predator's a bad movie. I love that movie. I love the whole movie, Predator movies. The new Predator's coming out soon. All right. So therefore, 0.52 is the probability of famales. So we'll take our pink. We'll be very, very stereotypical here. And that's where all the numbers come from. Now you can take those decimals and you could put them in here, see? And I'll do one for you. Each one of these have how many boys? 2 boys. That's where the 2 comes from. And each one of these has 1 girl. And that's where the 1 comes from. And how many sample spaces are there? There's 3. So that's why you multiply it by 3. This one, you have 2 girls. And that's there. And then you have 1 boy in each group. then that's where you get that. So we got one left. And that's going to be 0.52 to the second power times 0.48 times 3. I got 0.3994, 0.3894. Again, that's not right. Okay, this is 0.35. Okay. I thought that was the same as this one. I said that can't be right. All right. Aren't you glad I showed you how to do that? Okay, Vincent and Richie, do y'all have questions? Why is it showing Richie hand up, but it doesn't have it on his picture? Just check to make sure you turn the hand off if you don't have a question. Just toggle it on and off, okay? So did Mr. Ritchie, do you have a question? Okay. All right. So this is a test question. The reason I show this question is because I actually had a student from another 120 class call me or email me and ask me if I had a video on doing this because their teacher didn't show them how to do it. So there it is. You're welcome. That's how you do. So what you see is this. The finished product is what you see. You see this. X, P of X, 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls, 0.1106, 0.3594, 0.3894, and 0.1406. That's what you see. This is how you get that. Now, what are we going to do with a probability distribution after we are given a probability distribution? The two most important numbers in statistics, what are they? In Unit 1, you should remember this. Two most important numbers in probability and stats. The mean and the what? Standard deviation. Mean, standard deviation. How do you find the mean and the standard deviation of a probability distribution? Well, I'm fixing to give you the formulas for the two people that's going to write them down. The mean is equal to adding up the event times the probability of the event. That's how you find the mean. Variance is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus mu squared. And the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the variance, or the variance raised to the 0.5 power. So I'm going to take my green highlighter and I'm going to highlight these because these are what's going to make up the rest of the test for 6.1. First of all, you're going to be asked if it's a probability distribution. And you're going to put it through those two tests. You're going to see if there's any negatives or any numbers greater than 1. And then you're going to check to see if you add all these up, if it's equal to 1. That's 3 questions right there. 3 test questions that you'll see. You're going to be asked to create a probability distribution.
You have a work email.
That's what we just did right there. And then you're going to be asked to find the mean and the standard deviation of a probability distribution. And you're probably talking about 1 question there and 1 question there. Okay, so let's get to work, and I'm going to go to the Excel spreadsheet now because it's better to show it on there than anything. You can use your calculator if you want to, but you need to know how to use your calculator if you're going to use all the shortcuts on the calculator. Okay, that's up to you. So here's the Excel spreadsheet. And I'm only using the Excel spreadsheet as a teaching tool. I'm not using it that you have to use it. That's not what I'm using it for. I'm using it to get everything on the board and not have to write all over my paper. And I can't stand white, so just bear with me a second. No, I don't like that either. And center. And the top one, bold and underline. All right, so I'm going to spread these out just a little bit. And this is event, number of events, number of events, and we're going to call that X. And this is going to be probability of event. And that's going to be P of X. And here we got 0, like 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls. And then 0.1106, 0.3594, 0.3894, and 0.1406. And all of them are positive and not any whole numbers. Let's add it up to check to see if it's equal to 1. It is, so it is a probability distribution. So let's go ahead and I'm going to highlight these few rows and make them a little bit smaller. There we go. So what does the formula say? What do we got to do to find the mean? That means I want somebody to talk, please. Come on, you can do it. You can communicate. Come on. Y'all can do it.
The sum of your events times the probability of those events.
And then what are we going to do with those after we multiply them?
Sum.
Add them up. So go ahead and do that. Do that with your calculator. Multiply all these up and add them. Go ahead and do that. With your calculator, please. And see what you get.
$1.5.
I have no idea, but we'll see. Thank you. So let's see what happens. Over here, I'm going to do x times p of x, because they're not always going to be this simple. And that's going to be 0 times this guy, copy it down, and add them up. 1.56, is that what you got? Yes or no? Thumbs up? Good. All right, now I want you to find the variance. Go ahead and find the variance using the formula right here. See what you come up with. So did any of y'all catch that Bama, Texas A&M or the Kentucky game? Anybody? Those are two good games. I enjoyed both of them. Rest of the football games this weekend really sucked, but those two were pretty good. I think Georgia, of course, I watched Georgia, but they started whipping at rear end, so I just kind of turned it. I see ESPN is trying to get Ohio State in the top 5, like they always do. I hope Penn State whoops the dog crap out of them. I hope. No, I believe we need to give Ohio State a chance. Yes. And Oklahoma. You know, I just don't understand, unless you're in a weak conference, how you can score 105 points and people at ESPN say you deserve to be in the top 5 when you have no defense. I'm sorry. I need to shut up. Oh, yeah, sure. We got 400 points, but that's okay. We don't have a defense. We'll just go up against somebody like Georgia and get whooped embarrassingly 56-0 because we don't have a defense. And you tell me that poll it doesn't have anything to do with politics? Bull. I hope Cincinnati beats the crap out of Ohio State if they ever play each other. I hope Cincinnati. Nobody agrees with me, I guess. Nobody disagrees with me. Nobody's going to say anything. No wonder high school teachers hate their job. Y'all don't talk to them. Y'all do this to all y'all's teachers. Never talk to them. Well, that sucks. That's like going on a date with the carrot water girl.
No, we talk. It's
It's working, all right. Just not allowed to?
No, it's not that. It's just more of the energy I have to put into unmuting the mic.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of,
Sorry.
a lot of energy to communicate, yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you.
That's all right.
Buckeyes
I don't really talk about.
Well, yeah, they do suck. They're in another all cupcake conference. I mean, that conference and the ACC are two of the biggest jokes of a conference there are. I mean, the Sunflower Conference can do better than Ohio State. What are they, in the Big 10 or the Big 12? I can't ever remember. Only team they got to play is Penn State, and they beat them every year. Although Michigan or Penn State might beat them this year, but Michigan, every time they play Ohio State, it's like they like the Cowardly Lion in the Wizard of Oz. They just tremble and choke. All right, I'll shut up before somebody complains. All he did was talk about football. He talked about football for 2 minutes. All right. Here we go. Let's go to the handy dandy. And we need x squared times p of x. So x squared. And that's equal to that. Now, I have running water in my house, and I got most of the teeth in my head. I do know that 0 squared is 0. I do know that. I'm going through the motions to show you how to do this. If you have a lot of decimals or a lot of fractions, you still got to square them. And equals this number. No, this is going to be x times what? X squared times p of x. And I can't type. So x squared times p of x. Copy that down. Add that up. And that is your number that goes 3.1824 right here. 3.1824 minus, what is our mean? 1.56. 1.56. So that goes right here. And square it. So let's find our variance. And we're going to take that 3.18 and we're going to subtract 1.56 raised to the second power. Y'all get 0.7488. And now just take the square root of that. Equal to this raised to the 0.5 power. And these are what you will be tested on for the test. And standardized test, as a matter of fact. And don't forget for the 2 people that actually did this, don't forget, we're going to fill these out, chapter 7, so might as well practice it now. And the mean goes in the middle. And that's equal to 1.56. And what do we do on the right side of the mean? Add or subtract? Thank you, class. Add. And that goes on the right side. And we subtract on the left side. And that So 1.56. And that's going to be 2.43 and 3.29 and 4.15, 4.17, 6.69, negative 0.17, and negative 1.06. Now remember that what's the middle part, the 95%, two standard deviations, what's that called? Starts with an N.
Normal.
Normal. Outside of two standard deviations, what's outside right here in the yellow?
Unusual.
Unusual. And then what's the pink area? That's your outliers. So somebody tell me what's the mean number of girls in a family? 2. 1.56, that's like 2. So on average, if you were to, according to this data, if you were to survey 100 households, chances are out of those 100 households, you would have an average of 2 girls with households with 3 or more children, 3 children, period, 3 children. That would be the mean, 2 girls. This is 2.5. Well, you can't have really 2.5 girls. This is 3, and this is 4. Can't count a half a girl here. Can't count that one. There's no such thing as negative girls. Well, just, I'm not going to say that. Crazy is, yeah, crazy, yeah. But I'm not, it's negative girls. I'm going to just take that out. Okay? All right, let's do another one. I'm going to let you do this one on your own. If that's okay. So let's go to the handy dandy. Take these off. And try this one. So x and p of x. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This could be number of games in a World Series. Okay, it could be anything. I don't know. 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.4, and 0.1. Okay, I want you to give me the mean and the standard deviation. The mean, the variance, and the standard deviation of that group of numbers, probabilities. Give y'all 3 minutes. So everybody should be writing. All right. We got like 10 seconds. Mr. Linker, what do you have for the answer? Hello?
I'm still working on it.
I want to know how you're still working on it when you hadn't wrote anything down. Probability, the event, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probability of X, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.4, 0.1. Check to make sure everything's there. It's 0.11, that's good. Let's go ahead and do X times P of X. That's equal to this number times this number. And that is the mean, 2.7 x squared and multiply x squared times P of X. And multiply that down, or copy that down and add them up. And your variance is going to be equal to this minus this squared. And this is equal to 0.5. And y'all tell me, is that what y'all got for your mean, your variance, and your standard deviation? Good. That's all there is to it. That's how you do for 6.1. Real simple stuff. All right, now let's look at 6.2. We're going to be talking about what if. And the question is going to be worded, a generic question is worded like the following. A fair coin flipped 25 times has a probability of tails equal to 0.38. What is the probability of tails if you flip the same coin 10 more times? This is what we call an NPX problem. It's asking for the what? The probability, what if? Probability if. Mr. Linker, pull your camera down, please. So if you've got NPX, N is always going to be your largest number. Okay? P is always going to be a percent or a probability. And X is going to be your smallest number. Now, I need you to maybe remember that, because that's what you're going to forget when you come up with this problem on homework or test. You're going to say, well, what do I do? Well, it's an NPX problem, and you've got to remember that N is always your largest number. P is always a percent or a probability, and X is going to be your smallest number. Now, if you look in your book, there is a way to do it, and you can look up your calculator. Calculator is right here. And you go to second vars. Second vars. And you go to binomial PDF. Always get them confused. Hit enter. That's N. Trials is N, so we're going to do 25. 0.38 is your probability. And what is the probability if I flip that coin 10 more times? And enter. So I've got a 16% chance. So there is a probability of 0.16. Probability of 0.16 that we will get heads if we do it 10 more times. Now, they're not always going to be like this. It may ask you, what is the probability of a flight being late? If, they're going to ask different variations of this problem, but they all going to have N, P, and X. Number of trials, a probability, and another number that's usually going to be smaller than the N. Now I'm going to show you the other N problem that we're going to have in 6.2. And you're going to say, well, how do we know the difference? Well, with this problem in 6.2, they're going to ask you for the mean and the standard deviation. And this is real simple. The mean is equal to N times P. And the variance is equal to NPQ. And the standard deviation is equal to the square root of the variance. Now, these are real simple problems. These are real simple problems, and here's how it's going to be worded. if 300 people work at a business and 35% call in sick, what is the mean and standard deviation? That's what it's going to say. Something like that. And you take 300 and you multiply 300 times 0.35. So the mean is equal to 105. The variance multiply, what is Q? Well, Q is the complement of P. So we're going to multiply that by 0.65. And that's 68. Variance is equal to 68.25. And raise that to the 0.5 power. And that's 8.26. So I'm going to put in red, Q is the complement of T. Q is the complement of P. And that's the two type questions you're going to see in 6.2. Okay, so with that being said, you can start 6.1 and 6.2 homework. I'm going to go through and change that right now, and then I'll get the roll, but do not leave because I'm not through yet.